Hello, humans of the world. It's Marina with Startup Human channel. I have not recorded a video in a long time, I would say 10 months. And for some of you who probably thought that I gave up on this channel or something happened to me, I want to say that I'm here and a lot happened. And there was a big reason why I did not record any videos. So I want to tell you why exactly today. So first of all, because I am based in California, yesterday we celebrated Thanksgiving, and I just want to, in this tradition, to tell you thank you for being subscribers of my channel, even though there are not that many. But you were loyal, you didn't unsubscribe, and I hope you will be rewarded for waiting. What's happening with my experiments in NLP and also in my life. So let's get started. So my last video was from January this year. I recorded it right before Christmas, I think, in Long Beach, and I posted it on January 7th. So 2 days later, I actually worked with some people from internations as volunteers to do mental and emotional release technique. And I got really good results. Also, I was working on recording the course, the forgiveness course that I've been promising to deliver for so long. However, there were some issues with me, again, recording it. And I mentioned it in my previous videos that I had some kind of internal fear or resistance about recording any videos. So I wanted to find out what was the problem, because when I looked at some of my videos, they were not good. I was so intense and so unnatural that I decided to stop it, to delete all those videos and not continue with the course. More importantly, I realized that there was something still in me that I missed, even though I did some work on forgiveness, forgiving others, forgiving myself, and also changing this victim mentality and removing it from my subconscious mind. There was something still there. Again, I was looking to find it. So what happened in the last year? I still continued my internations events about once a month that I hosted on the topics of psychology and NLP. And I also attended the American Psychological Association convention in Seattle in August to see what's new in psychology and maybe see how artificial intelligence is applied into different techniques. So the most important and interesting news is this. I actually was able to perform mental and emotional release technique on myself. And it happened in January, right after I decided not to do the course, because I knew something was off and I needed to get to the bottom of it. And I actually did. And I want to kind of explain to you what it involved so that you are familiar with this process. So obviously, first, I wanted to remove any lingering emotional responses to any triggers. And for me, those were many: anger, guilt, I would say also even shame, but mainly fear. Fear was something I could not understand where it was even coming from. So now we're talking about our blind side, and that's what I want you be really maybe patient with yourself. And there is a way to find where it's coming from if you watch your thoughts when you have those emotions, right? For me, what I noticed, actually, I noticed it back in 2023. I think it popped up because of my work and my personal experiences. I noticed that I was saying to myself, leave me alone. And it was really strange because I was completely by myself in my apartment and I kept saying it, either silently, sometimes I would even say it aloud. And I was like, this is very strange because there is no one around, not even a cat, right? No one. I was working on some projects, or I would just, after my work day, think about something else. I had this internal pressure, internal feeling that actually did impact my physical state of my body. I would even feel that my body is shrinking. There is some kind of noticeable changes in my regular state, in my normal state, right? So there was internal pressure in different ways. I noticed it, and I realized that it was something to do with this phrase, "leave me alone." So guess what? I decided to go even further. Since it is my blind side, I have no idea where it's coming from. I decided to sign up for therapy. I did it online. I found a psychologist, and actually the first one was completely not my pace, so I had to change to another one who I could relate to. Her pace was similar to mine, and we kind of connected. So I would say we had about maybe 6 sessions, and it didn't really help me. And you see, the thing is this, because when I asked her to help me see this blind side, she said that's not something I can do easily. You need to do your own work. And I said, well, can you kind of get into my subconscious mind? She said, no, not with the techniques that I do. So I realized that I'm on my own. I had to find it myself. So what happened next? I, again, in January, months later, right? Because when I saw this psychologist, it was probably maybe June 2023. Then there were other events with my health. Also, like I had tumor because I was very stressed at work with a lot of challenging projects. But also this kind of this thought was following me. What did happen? Why can't I get over it? Why can I heal myself even though I did so much work? So eventually in January, over 3 weeks, I did mental and emotional release exercise on myself for about 18 different situations and limiting beliefs and emotional responses. So I would do it usually on the couch, and I guide myself through it. So I was kind of the doer and observer, which is hard to do. But since I did it on many other people, I knew what to look for, right? And if it was the right scene that was the root cause of my response or not, I could tell because I felt something within me responding to it. And after that, after those 3 weeks, I did not report to anyone anything because I wanted to see how it works in real life. Because you see, you may do something, but you need some time to pass by to actually practice it, right? To actually see how your response change to those triggers in real life again. So you can't really say overnight, oh yeah, it's over, I'm great. So I took my time. I took 10 months to experiment, and I want to report some really interesting observations, results, and conclusions to you. But first, let me tell you about the sessions that I did on myself. What was really interesting, and now since I did so many on myself, I want to tell you what to pay attention to. First of all, sometimes if I work on a limiting belief, I consciously think that it comes from this particular situation, maybe years ago. However, that was not always the case. And that's why this blind side is so dangerous. We may think that the problem originated from that particular event, but it didn't. And that's what we need to pay attention to, because your body will react. And at some points I felt like really emotional storm was coming. I was crying. I was releasing this particular feeling. In other cases, it was more dry, right? I would just observe it. I would let it go, basically kick it out of my subconscious mind. So it was really interesting. But also, what I noticed that it does bring you relief, and this is the powerful thing. Relief also from knowing that now you're looking at some of these situations from a different angle. Okay, a different angle, because again, what I'm saying, why it's so powerful, when we're little, when we're children, we see everything from bottom up, right? So we're very little, basically looking up. When we become adults, we change our angle. So when we look at this event that happened, that we're trying to transform now, subconsciously and consciously, we look at from above, right? So its significance in some way diminishes. But the most important part of this exercise is that we change the thought. We change that label that we had before. Maybe that was not helping us, right? And the label maybe that comes from I'm a victim, right? And then now we change this meaning associated to similar events, to that particular event, and that brings us relief. And that's what I want you to kind of keep in mind. So again, I will tell you in my next video how it impacted my life and what else happened since then. Again, it's been 10 months, but I'm happy to report that there was huge progress in many, many ways. And I continue working on this particular exercise, on this technique with other people, and getting into more details why for some people the relief is immediate, and maybe for some people it takes a little bit slower. They need to do several exercises with different flavors. So again, thank you so much for being with me, subscribing for this channel, and I look forward to sharing more information with you. Thank you and have a wonderful time.